Pain versus parenting. What is that, you may ask? I parent my kids left and right, night and day. Now, just because you're doing all the things that you feel you should be doing, doesn't mean your child or children are going to turn out the way you want them to turn out. They're going to be their individual selves, regardless of how you may parent. That's the unfortunate part of parenting. Because we all have a vision of how we want to see our kids turn out as adults. We want our kids to be better than us. We want them to be upstanding individuals. It's not always the case. Sometimes you do your best as a parent and your child just turns out in a horrible way sometimes, for lack of better words. And you know what happens when you've done your best as a parent and now your child is an adult and now they have to make their own decisions, but your parenting, for some reason, it did not have a heavy influence on them. You know who steps in? Pain. Now let me tell you something about pain. Pain is universal. Pain doesn't care how it dresses itself up. Pain will have on short sleeve shorts in the middle of a blizzard. Pain will wear a hoodie and a hat on top of the hoodie on a hot, blistering day. It doesn't care how it dresses up. But guess what? When it does make its entrance, you're going to notice it. Pain has a presence about itself. Pain is universal. So no matter what language you speak, what culture you're from, you're going to understand pain and what it's about. And the unfortunate thing is, when parenting does not work, pain is going to be that permanent teacher. You see, sometimes pain is good. Sometimes it's really good for our kids. Because the thing about pain, what it teaches is accountability. And it shows kids, I don't want to feel this feeling anymore. I don't like getting my material things taken away. My game system, I don't like getting that taken away. Or I don't want to get in trouble with the police. That's not a good feeling. I've had my little brush with the police, and I don't like that feeling. These are lessons of pain. It could be even worse, depending on what's being done by the child. But like I said, sometimes parenting will not work, and it depends on the child. Some children are able to listen and just go along with what the parents are trying to teach, and they understand it more when they get older. Some kids just don't listen. Some kids, you'll tell them, don't touch that stove. And you'll tell them a consequence. That stove is hot. Do not touch that stove. Are all kids going to listen to that? You could have a full description of why you should not touch that stove. And there's going to be some kids that's going to walk up to that stove with a smile on their face, and they're going to touch that stove. And then now you're going to look at them like, what did I just tell you? Didn't I tell you not to touch that stove? That's the lesson of pain. That's one of the lessons. There are consequences to everything we do in this life, no matter how old we are. But pain is a great lesson for everyone, even as adults. We don't like to feel certain consequences. We're grown adults. Some adults still haven't learned certain lessons. They still think it's cool to do certain things. There's a lot of traumatized adults walking this earth. a lot of hurt people just walking around. There's a lot of I don't even know if this is the word, unaccountable adults walking around. They don't take no accountability for anything they do. They go around hurting people. They go around feeling like it's never their fault, feeling like no one can criticize them, no one can tell them anything. And that can stem from a childhood trauma. All of those things can stem from a childhood trauma that never was resolved. So now they're this grown looking adult, but yet they still have the mind of a kid, of a child, because they're still stuck in that realm of I didn't have my daddy growing up. Me personally, I didn't have my father growing up. I'm still stuck in this way of, I didn't like the way my mom talked to me, or I didn't like the way she treated this sibling better than how she treated me. Life can be really deep, everyone. It can be really deep. And sometimes you have traumas built up in your heart that you still have not dealt with. And you don't realize it comes out in certain ways, but you've never truly dealt with that trauma. So there's little remnants of those traumas within you. And you don't realize that it's still affecting you to this day. It's affecting the way you talk to others. It's affecting the way you talk to your kids. It's affecting the way you talk to your coworkers. It's affecting all aspects of your life. But did you realize it? Sometimes no. Sometimes we don't even realize it. But we got to break this trauma. We got to break these generational curses somehow. This world is getting worse. You look on the news, you see all this stuff happening. This presidency is making people crazy. It's making these racist people confident to do certain things to people of color, black people. I won't get too much into that because that's a whole big topic right there. But honestly speaking, it's not about who's president. Who's president of your household? What are you going to do about it? When you wake up in the morning, what are you going to do about it? The president is not coming to sit at your table at night. He's not coming to sit and have dinner with you. He's not going to personally say, you know what? I don't like what you feeding me for dinner. You know what? Change that. Switch up that dinner and give me something different. He's not going to come to your house and tell you that. You have power over your household, personally speaking. So what are you going to do to make things better in your personal life? Forget about the media. Forget about all this stuff going on around you. What are you doing? Anyway, I just went completely off topic. Completely. But we got to be better for our kids. Our kids are looking up to us. And I'm not a perfect individual. I'm just coming on here to give you a little piece of the pie from my mind and kind of just dive into my thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts, so a lot more videos are going to come out. But anyway, guys, that's just a little piece. Until next time, take care. Peace.